Oh my god, who is this man? Hello? Beautiful. And I see this has a nice set of teeth. Great. Hey internet, it's Jessica and welcome to Red Embrace. So, we're going back into the dating simulator, but I am here again with another yaoi visual novel. And this was actually made by the same creators of Chess of Blades, and they have kindly given me a Steam key to play this game. I was very interested because, you know, vampires, pretty interesting concept. Let me read you the description of the game. It says, the graveyard shift has a dingy diner in San Francisco. That's where MC's story begins. It's just another normal night, or at least it seems to be. That is, until a certain mysterious customer stops by, bringing the dangerous attention of a few people with him. When it rains, it pours, and suddenly MC finds himself in the middle of a war he didn't know it existed between vampires! How does MC react to the dark, violent world that opens up before him? That's up to you. So, unlike Chess of Blades, we actually can change the MC's name, I'm pretty sure, and like the personality and the interests of the guy. Since this is a yaoi dating sim, obviously there's gonna be romances. I tried not to look at the romances because I want to be surprised at like what they look like. So before we begin, if you guys would like to get the game yourself, there's a link in the description. And let's start! Another regular late night in San Francisco. There usually aren't many customers around this time. Just the occasional junkie or drunk guy getting a burger trying to sober up. And here I am, staring at the whirling milkshake blender, bored out of my mind. The normal routine. Hey, that's us! I glanced up when the doors to the kitchen behind me suddenly swung open. It's Troy, my boss. He gives me a happy wave and grins, and I can tell he's going to call out my name in his usual friendly voice. What's my name? Oh, let's name him Connor, okay? Because my love for Connor goes immensely from Detroit Become Human, so let's just name him Connor. Oh, I have to give him a voice. Oh, shit. Hey Connor, glad you decided to come in early. Yeah, boss, no problem. I probably shouldn't tell him that. I just need extra money. What, does he think I come here for fun? Kinda slow right now, huh? Well, just keep the place clean up until someone comes in. I'll be back if you need me. Got it. With that, Troy disappears back into the kitchen, leaving me all alone again. Man, I really get why they call it the graveyard shift. Feels like I'm watching over a cemetery sometimes. One that smells like greasy burgers. With a sigh, I reach for a rag and start to rub down the counter. Gonna be a long night. At that moment, I realize there's a customer in one of the booths. When did he get here? I definitely didn't see him walk in. It's a guy in a dark hoodie with a slightly hunched posture, probably around my age, maybe a year or two older. Even though he's sitting down, I can tell he's pretty tall and looks intimidatingly muscular despite the baggy jacket. Well, shady or not, a customer's a customer. I tuck the menu under my arm and stroll up behind the counter, heading towards him. Whoa, hi! Nice. I like how everyone just has long ass hair. This is great. He glances up when I get close, gazing up at me sharp, two bright blue eyes. He doesn't say anything. He just stares. The hell? Is he coming off in a bad trip or something? Or is he just another rude college kid? Hey, what do you want? He seems like a straightforward guy, right? No bullshit. Personality tutorial. Ooh, in Red Embrace, most choices will impact the MC's personality. The text in the top right will show how your personality has changed. Dialogue and choice unlock based on your personality. Play your routes multiple times to see different reactions. Ooh, okay. Example charming. Oh, we're blunt. 1 plus blunt. Annoyed at this guy's attitude, I force down the urge to roll my eyes and just clear my throat instead. What are you here for? Coffee? A burger? Sobering up before going home to your girlfriend? If you're just looking for somewhere to brood, I hear the bus stop is really cozy. That's so rude. The man lets out a quiet exhale, staring at me in silence for a moment longer. Just coffee. Murmuring a response under his breath, he finally averts his gaze from my face. His voice is low and husky, not unpleasant, but it makes him sound a bit older than he looks. Why does he look so tense? I wonder if there's a reason why he's acting all gloomy, or is this just his normal self? Coffee, got it. But before I can take so much as a step... Oh! He grabs my shirt and tugging me back. Flustered, I quickly glance over my shoulder and at the strange man, who narrows his eyes at me. Has anyone else come here tonight? A man in a leather jacket with a tattoo on his cheek? He murmurs under his breath, staring at me so intensely that I swallow a nervous lump in my throat. Shit, maybe I should have forced some politeness earlier. Troy, this would be a great time for you to walk out of the kitchen. No one like that is coming tonight. Why? He shrinks back down against the seat cushion at my reply, tightly balling one hand to a fist. After a moment, he pulls a cigarette from his pocket and clenches it between his teeth. The flame from the lighter briefly flickers in the bright blue eyes. A guilty look flashes over his face. Sorry. I'll get out of here. Muttering quietly, he starts to push himself out of the booth. But I shove my arm out to stop him. At least wait until you finish your coffee. It's pretty rude to come into a diner and leave without ordering anything after all. He's a weird customer, but I kind of get curious about why he's so uneasy. And this is the most interesting thing that has happened to me, that has happened to any of my shifts too. The man hesitates, studying me with a suspicious look. Maybe he thinks I'm teaming up with this leather jacket guy he's all worked up about. They must have really have a history. Offer a casual shrug, calm him down. Hey dude, let's calm down. I shake my head a little, letting out a patient sigh. Don't worry, I have no clue who Mr. Tattoo Face is. My boss would get mad at me if I didn't ask a customer to stay, so why don't you stick around? He pauses for a moment longer, and his blue eyes burn into me with searching, as if he's trying to read my true intentions. But finally, he lowers himself back into the booth, giving me a reluctant nod. Hey, you worked! I'll get that coffee then. Don't run away while I'm gone. Right. I imagine his voice to be like, Gladio in Final Fantasy 15. With that, I hurry towards the kitchen, setting up a pot of fresh coffee to brew. Troy is on his phone, chatting away with his new girlfriend, so I can't ask him if he knows that guy in the booth. He's a strange customer, even for this hour, but he doesn't seem like a bad person. I don't want to play therapist or anything, but a part of me wants to ask what he's brooding about. Would he tell a stranger, though? When the coffee's done, I grab the cup and head back to the booth, cream and sugar tucked underneath my free arm. To my surprise, the man is still there. He was staring off into space before, but when I get close, his head jerks towards me. Thanks. He mumbles awkwardly, pulling a cigarette from his lips and snuffing it out with the ashtray. No problem. I set the coffee, along with the cream and sugar, down in front of him. But he just sort of blankly stares at the table, as if he's not sure what to do. Do you, want me to mix it in for you? The cream and sugar, that is. My offer makes his eyes widen, but after a brief pause, he stiffly nods. Has this guy never had coffee before? Well, whatever, I have to earn my tips, don't I? I grab the cream and pour some into the cup, stirring until the dark liquid turns into a pretty caramel shade. After mixing in a couple of spoons of sugar, I push the coffee towards him expectantly. It's not French press, but it's not poison either. Go on. He takes the cup and lifts it to his lips, looking unsure of himself. After a long sip, he blinks, and a surprised light washes over his face. It's sweet. Oh, did I put too much sugar in it? I can get you another cup if you... No, it's fine, I like it. To my shock, the man's lips actually curls into a smile. Ooh, it's working! It makes him seem a lot less intimidating, and the look in his clear blue eyes soften a little. He's seriously an oddball. Odd, but kind of charming in his own way. A guy his size who doesn't even know how to drink coffee. Whoa, who's this? Hello, who are you? Just then, the diner's doors suddenly swing open. A blonde girl strides up into the counter, plopping down on one of the bar stools with a loud sigh. Sorry, let me know if you need anything else. I apologize to my new friend, whose expression has turned to an impassive stare. Yeah. He lowers his eyes to stare at the depths of his coffee cup, not offering another word. I almost feel bad for leaving him, but I can't exactly ignore a customer. Troy would yell at me until he went hoarse. Hurrying around the counter, I approach the new customer curiously. When I look closer, I realize it's actually a blonde guy, not a girl at all. Oh! It's a guy! Another dude! Well, this is a yaoi visual novel, what did I expect? He's so slender and short that he looks really like a girl from behind, but his face is a little too sharp to be womanized. Hey, there's nothing wrong with feminine-looking men either. All of them are pretty, okay? Let's go with that. So, do you usually stare like that at everyone who's coming in here? I thought waiters were supposed to be welcoming, not creepy. The first words that come out of his mouth are pretty coarse, even though he's got a high sing-song voice. Okay, I gotta give him a high sing-song voice. No, sorry, just a little tired, that's all. What can I get you? He pursed his lips together scornfully, letting out an annoyed huff. But rather than responding to my question, he turns his head to scan the diner, and his gaze falls into the hoodie-wearing guy in the booth. The blonde stares intently at the other man, who doesn't seem to notice the scrutiny he's getting. What the hell? Is he really just going to sit here and ignore me? You have a problem with him? Ask if he would like to order something. Hey, do you have a problem with this guy? The brat is kind of getting on my nerves. First he makes a jab at me for staring, then he goes and gwomps on another guy. The man in the hoodie is my customer too, and he looks like he's already had a tough night without being glowered at by some kid. Hey, do you have a problem with that guy? If not, could you quietly scold at the other customers? You'll scare them off. My irritating words make him blink in surprise, but his sulky expression returns half a second later. He scratches his cheek with the one hand, pausing doubtfully, and then lets out a loud sigh. Ugh, I just want a soda, any kind. I need to get a bad taste out of my mouth. From what he's trying to smoke pot with his friends? I want to dryly ask, but I should probably have a little self-restraint. I still don't know who I want to romance. We haven't met all the characters yet, so I'm not going to decide yet. I grab a nearby cup and head over to the soda fountain, filling it up with some sugary yellowish green drink that probably suits the taste of a kid like him. It's bad that he doesn't have a nicer personality to match that cute face. I bet he's never wears anything other than the annoying pout. After I slide the cup and a straw in front of the blonde, he tosses a couple dollar bills on the counter. Hey, is it always so dead in here? I don't usually come to places like this, but how do you stay open if there's no business? Shouldn't you be bankrupt? Resisting the urge to throw a soda in his face, I let out a strange chuckle instead. We're open during the day too. Most people tend to come here when it's not like, 2 a.m. Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Isn't it boring when nobody comes in though? He sounds so innocent and curious that my irritation melts away a little bit. It's pretty damn boring. Most of our clientele is at this hour just a few folks who are high, drunk, or both. They don't make for good conversation partners, let me tell you. Ha! The blonde snickers, pulling out a straw out of the wrapper and shoving it into the glass. He sips a bit of soda, then idly swirls the straw around with one finger, popping his chin up in his hand. His eyes are lively, sparkling green, and they watch me with interest. How about any weird types? Weird types? You'll have to be more specific than that. He rolls his eyes, he pauses for a moment, and as if he's thinking over the words more carefully, he's talking about vampires, right? Like guys who really don't fit in. Don't order food or anything like that, just kind of lurk around, acting shady, that type. I mean, this guy was kind of at first, right? But he ordered a coffee, kind of agreed to it. At the blonde's description, I find my gaze shifting towards the hoodie-wearing man in the corner. He's looking my way too, and our eyes meet suddenly. Well, he definitely matches the type this kid is talking about, but there's no reason for me to say that. Besides, it's not if we usually get customers like him. In fact, it's the first time I've ever seen someone who didn't know how to drink coffee. No, I can't say I've seen anyone come in here like that. Maybe they hang out in the cedar parts of town? If I could get cedar in this area, that is. It might be my imagination, but at my response, I feel the man in the boot just relax a tiny bit. Oh, because he thought we were gonna out him. Really? I guess so. The blonde looks a little displeased, and he chews on the tip of the straw absentmindedly. Why do you ask? Are you looking for a member of a gang or something? You could say that. He hesitates before replying, shifting in his seat. Don't tell me you're trying to join up with a band of thugs. Kids like you shouldn't fall in the wrong crowd. My playful remark makes the blonde abruptly straighten his posture, his face screwing up like an angry chipmunk. Who are you calling a kid? I'm 22. Do I have to show you my ID or something? Wow, I must have really hit a nerve. In my defense, he definitely doesn't look 22. I would have guessed 17 or 18, especially considering the way he acts. Sorry, it's just because of you're full of energy, that's all. I get mistaken for high schooler sometimes, so I feel your pain. Huh. Like a porcupine retracting its quills, the blonde stops bristling, although he still wrinkles his nose at me. Phew, that was a close call. Anyway, I'm not trying to join a gang. I'm just looking for some certain people, that's all. I figured they must hang out around here at a place like this, since it's pretty seedy looking. No offense. He smirks at me, tapping his fingernail against the side of his glass. It's kind of hard to argue with that, sadly. This isn't the worst part of town, but it's definitely not the best, and the diner could really use some repainting. Hey, why don't you do me a favor? Keep an eye out for anyone like what I described. If you find someone, give me a call. Pulling out a pen out of his pocket, he grabs a nearby napkin and scribbles something down on it. When he shoved it towards me, I recognized the writing as a name and a phone number. Luca, huh? You really want me to call you if I see a random shady guy? You got it. It doesn't seem like you have anything better to do with your time, so why don't you help me out? Are you... and what are you offering in return? Sure, I'll try. This guy looks like, you know, like you could play him around, like you need something in return, so I'm gonna say that. I raise one eyebrow at Luca, who watches me smugly. You're going to offer something to sweeten the deal, right? There's no reason for me to bother helping you otherwise. Offer something? Like what, money? He purses his lips together doubtfully, but I shake my head, unable to contain a smirk. I don't know. Maybe you could let me stare at you for a while without getting mad. How's that sound? Whoa, was I flirting with this guy? Holy crap. Luca's cheeks turned bright pink, letting me know my teasing was successful. What kind of creepy thing are you trying to... You know what? I'm taking my number back. He tries to snatch the napkin away from me, but I hold it out of his reach, snickering to myself. It's actually pretty fun seeing him get all flustered, especially after he tries to act so confident and cool. Listen, I'll help you out, alright? Lighten up a little. If you don't want to, just say so. No need to be such a jerk about it. He mumbles underneath his breath sourly, crumbling the wrapper of straw in one hand. Really, I don't mind. You were the one who said I didn't have to do anything. You were the one who said I didn't have anything better to do with my time, remember? When I give Luca a reassuring wink, he flicks his eyes away and scowls, obviously embarrassed. Then he takes the last sip of his drink before hopping off the bar stool. I better not get any weird calls from you. I'll block you the second you start giving gross crap to me. Luca shouts over his shoulder on his way to the door. Chuckling, I wave a dish towel at him casually, watching him disappear into the thick night. Silly kid. Who knows what kind of trouble he's trying to work with his way into. When I'm left alone with my thoughts, I suddenly remember the man in the hoodie. But I glance over where he was sitting in the booth, and he's gone. Yep, no one's there. He must have snuck out when I was talking to Luca, damn. A little disappointed, I return to the booth and take his coffee cup, but I notice something is lying on the table. A $10 bill and a bunch of change, just for a cup of coffee? Wow, this guy's generous! It's pretty generous, and now I feel terrible for doubting if he was going to tip or not. It looks like he just dumped everything in his wallet into the Can you just imagine? He just takes out his wallet and just like empties it, alright, bye. He drank every last drop of coffee though, I'm not sure why, but knowing that he liked it so much made me kind of happy. What a weird night. Shaking my head, I pocket the tip and head back to the kitchen with a puzzled smile. The rest of my shift pauses uneventfully. People trickle in and out for a couple more hours, but no one else unusually shows up. Alright, I guess it's time to go home. Finally, I wave a goodbye to Troy and step out, letting the long... Whoa, what is this music? Letting out a long yawn. Time to walk home. Man, I'm tired. Same spot tomorrow. Of course, don't you trust me? Bits and pieces of conversation flow from nearby alleyway. Yeah, just make sure you bring the stuff. My curiosity immediately spikes. They're talking about a drug deal or something? Next to my diner?
Oh no.
Are you serious?
That's not what it looks like.
Right in front of my salad?
That's not
You guys
what
are
it looks
fucking gross.
In front of my salad? I press myself against the wall, straining to hear more of the conversation. Maybe I can catch one of those guys to teach him a lesson or two. I won't have some dope heads putting Troy or the customers in danger. Or if I listen in, I can call the police just right then. Are those footsteps? I see heading this way. Natural payment up front though. You wouldn't want the number of one supplier to switch sides, would you? Huh. One of the two men talking lets out a scornful laugh. The footsteps grow closer. I step behind the shadows, crouching down just out of sight. Oh my god, who is this man? Hello? Beautiful. And I see this has a nice set of teeth. Great. A moment later, a couple of tall figures emerge from the alleyway. One of them stands in the shadows and I can't get a look at his face, but something about him creeps me out. The other one, with a fancy suit and slick hair, he must be a businessman. You better keep your end of the deal, Isaac. Okay, I don't know who's who, so I'm gonna side the voices later. You turn your back on Helligan, and you'll be real fucking sorry. Spitting out those words more mistrustfully, the shadowy figure stalks off into the distance of the street. Oh, this is Isaac, okay. I'll be sorry, huh? The one left standing behind, Isaac, mutters those words under his breath with a dark smile. And even though he looks like a man more at home office than an alleyway, he doesn't seem one bit afraid. I reflexively hold my breath, watching his elegant form loom into the sidewalk, wondering what he'll do next. You can come out now. I don't bite, unless you would like me to, of course. Whoa! Okay. Isaac turns to look directly at me, as if he can see right through the darkness where I'm hiding. However, the beckoning gesture doesn't make him seem threatening, so I reluctantly raise to my feet. How did he see me? It's nearly pitch black in that spot. There's a good... should I give him like a fake British accent, my terrible British accent that I can't give? There's a good boy. Is there a reason you were cowering in the corner? You weren't trying to eavesdrop, I hope. His eyes, which look like molten gold, colored contacts, I'm sure, studied me questioningly. Dude,
I've come up with a new
Ignis,
recipe.
like from 15, Jesus. You're making a deal next to my diner. I like to know what's happening around here. You're not making a deal next to my diner. The guy's no thug. He's just some suit trying to act intimidating. There's no reason to be afraid of him, so I might as well just tell him the truth. You see this place here? It's where I work. If some kind of shady deal is going on nearby, of course I'm going to want to hear about it. In my response to my confrontational tone, Isaac raises one of his eyebrows. Oh, so you're just looking out for number one, hmm? Cute. I would too if I were you. The hint of slyness that creeps into his tone sounds almost like... No, I'm definitely misreading him. Why would a fancy businessman flirt with someone like me? I think I might pick Isaac for the first romance. He's cute. I got customers and my boss to worry about too. That's why I have to keep an eye on the shady types around the diner. Uh-huh, I'm sure. With an unconvinced chuckle, Isaac saunters towards me, stopping only when he enters too close territory. Well, if he's trying to make me back down, too bad. No way I'll cower away from a fancy guy like him. Even if he's taller than me, I have at least a little pride left. Isaac bends down to peer into my face, close enough for me to see every detail of my reflection in his glasses. There's a sweet smell around him, some kind of cologne or shampoo, and it blocks out the stench from the dumpster nearby. Tell me, what is your name? I'm Isaac, as you probably heard from the scary skinhead back there. He drops his voice to a whisper, and he gazes sparkle at me expectantly. I'm Connor. I don't talk to many guys in suits, so sorry in advance if I trip over my tongue. No need to worry. I'm used to making people starstruck during my first meeting. But listen, Connor, if you would like a little piece of advice, you should stay away from this place tomorrow night. I'm not saying you'll get hurt, but there might be some friendly conflicts going on. He seems oddly thrilled. I like the anime glint of the eyeglasses. He seems oddly thrilled by the prospect of the conflicts, and gleeful light shines on his eyes. Of course, if you're looking for excitement, then I won't stop you from coming by. Who knows? Isaac paused, his lips curling into a smirk. You might even see a friend of yours there, or maybe customer's the better word. A shiver course runs through my spine at the teasing murmur. He's talking as if he knows something about me, but I've never seen his face before in my life. What are you trying to say? Someone I know is going to be a part of this friendly conflict? Maybe. You can't say for sure unless you show up, am I right? Assuming your self-preservation instincts aren't too strong, that is. I know he's trying to provoke me, but that doesn't stop the anger from rising in my chest, even though I'm trying my hardest to stay calm. He probably thinks his money makes him some kind of king. What a class act. I'll come if they're using you as a target private. I'll come if it's safe. No, I like Isaac. I like how he's kind of like an asshole. He kind of got that, like... That's the thing. He kind of got the, like, arrogant vibe about him that's not too much, like, of a bad guy, but it's just enough to be like, what the hell's wrong with you? So I'm gonna be like, I'll come if it's safe. I don't want to risk my neck on a whim, but if you can guarantee that I won't end up in full of bullet holes. When I trail off hesitantly, Isaac tilts his head to one side, biting his lower lip slightly. I wasn't promising you'd be safe. In fact, a cute guy like you would instantly pounce on by the type of bad guys who would be there. Bad guys? Like who? My pulse starts to race faster as I question Isaac, who only throws me an invasive shrug. Some people who would walk the streets this night aren't always friendly, Connor. His eyes flick away from me for a moment, and a sudden cold, dangerous edge enters his voice. There are lots of predators out there, stalkers who love to just have a taste of someone like you. My god, it sounds so kinky, but it's supposed to be vampires. Oh my god. When his gaze returns to mine, a chill runs through my whole body. Isaac reaches towards my face, tracing the back of hand lightly along my cheek, all while a cruel smile crawls along his lips. And if you're not careful, you might end up with a bite taken out of you, caught in the jaws of a hungry wolf. His whisper drops so low that his words barely audible, and I have to lean in a little to catch them. You'd be safer if you stuck with me. You're valiant Van Helsing, although my prices aren't cheap. Isaac fingers traces along my neck, all the way to my lips, where he teases one digit around the corner of my mouth. Why is he so... Jesus! Goddamn, Isaac, calm down! I can't look away from his hypnotic golden eyes, which swirl in the way that makes my mind feel like it's melting. My body refuses to move. Is he gonna bite us? Even as Isaac presses closer, I can't do anything but hold my breath, staring up into that beautiful gaze. Isaac? Isaac, what are you doing? When a crying rings through the air, Isaac abruptly pulls away from me, throwing a glance over his shoulder. Hurry up, we need to get going! The voice calls out again, sounding oddly familiar, but it's too dark to see who it belongs to. What the hell happened a second ago? I can barely remember what Isaac was just saying. Always bad timing. Oh well. Exhaling a reluctant sigh, Isaac turns away, but he pauses to give me a panting Cheshire Cat's grin. Make sure you show up tomorrow. I'll make it worth your while, don't worry. Huh? Wait! By the time I recover my senses, Isaac is already striding off towards the figure in the distance. The two of them disappear around the corner before long, swallowing up by the darkness. My head hurts like hell. I don't know what Isaac did, but I've got some kind of awful migraine now. Maybe it's from his cologne? Why do I always keep meeting these weirdos? There's too much crap for one night. Maybe Troy slipped some kind of acid into my burger earlier. Yeah, that's gonna be the only explanation here. Okay, guys, I'm gonna end this first episode here. I'm very intrigued by Isaac. I'm trying not to pick, like, a romance option yet. I know there's, like, I think 4 or 5 routes in this game, so I don't want to pick just yet, because we just met, like, 3 characters so far, and I don't know, like, the other romances yet, so I'm gonna hold off, but so far, I want to pick Isaac first, because I'm into that, like, arrogant asshole kind of character, so I want to pick him first. Thank you once again to Argent Games for sending me a game key for this. I'm very interested, because, you know, vampires, but also the aspect of, like, what is happening, because there's supposed to be, like, some war going on. I don't know what Connor's role is supposed to be. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, remember to leave a like. Let me know in the comments who you think I should romance and what do you think of the game so far. Also, if you're excited for visual novels to be back on the channel, remember to subscribe and hit the bell button so you know when I upload the next episode of Red Embrace, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye! Okay! Alright! Oh, that's a CG. I know I have to still blur it, but that's a CG. Okay. Her arm is wrapped